Now I'm asking the Christians that Jonah was alive for 3 days and 3 nights in the whale's belly. Everybody's agreed. And I'm asking the Christian that Jesus, for the same period of time, was he dead or was he alive? According to your church. According to your church, according to the 1,500,000,000 Christians, according to you and me, Jonah was alive for 3 days and 3 nights, and Jesus for 3 days and 3 nights. Was he dead or was he alive? Dead. He was dead for 3 days and 3 nights. I am asking the Englishman, please, sir, tell me in your language, Jonah is alive, Jesus is dead. Is that like Jonah or unlike Jonah in your language? No, this is your language. Look, you people taught me English. The Britisher. He conquered my country, India. He ruled my country, India, for 150 years. And I was born a British subject. And I carry a British passport, 69-year-old. A passport which is 69-year-old. I'm 78 now. 69-year-old passport I got. And I was telling people in London, in the Royal Albert Hall, that I'm more British than most of you. Because, which guys at that time, about 65. I got a British passport of 65 years old. How many of you are 65 years old? So I have been a Britisher for 65 years then. I'm a Britisher, got a British passport. And you people taught me English. So I'm asking the Englishman, in your language, is this like Jonah or unlike Jonah?
Unlike Jonah.
Thank you. Thank you, my brother. No, thank you. No, thank you, my brother. It's unlike Jonah. So, if he's unlike Jonah, then either he was bluffing the people. No, it's Jesus. He is telling he will be like Jonah, and you are telling that he was unlike Jonah. So either he was lying, bluffing, deceiving the people, or you have misunderstood. One of the two. Either he was lying, he was bluffing his way through, or you have misunderstood. Tell me, which is it? Either he was lying or you have misunderstood. I would say he was not lying. I can't believe that this mighty messenger of God, Jesus Christ, who occupies such a high position in the house of Islam, that he is one of the mightiest messengers of God, we believe. Jesus. We believe in his miraculous birth, which many modern day Christians, including the bishops of the Anglican Church, they don't believe today, but we believe that Jesus Christ was born without a human father. Miracle of God's creation. We believe that he was the Messiah, translated Christ. We believe he gave life back to the dead, bi-iznillah, by Allah's permission. And he healed those born blind and the lepers by Allah's permission. Can't you see? This is our attitude towards this mighty messenger of God. And this mighty messenger of God, Jesus Christ, I don't know if I tell you that his name occurs in this book of mine, our book, the Quran, 500% more time than the name Muhammad. Did you know that? You Muslims, do you know that the name Jesus occurs in our book 500% more times than the name Muhammad? Did you know that? Did you know that? Not likely. 500% more times. The Jesus, son of Mary, Ibn Maryam, Isa ibn Maryam, 500% more times than the name Muhammad. Muhammad is supposed to have written this book. It is alleged that he wrote the book. Amazing. This author himself, he keeps himself out of the book. And he promotes Jesus. Amazing book. Just by the way, His Holiness the Pope, John Paul II, he has just written a book called Crossing the Threshold of Hope by Pope John Paul II. It became the world's bestseller in 12 countries immediately on publication. In 12 countries it became the world's bestseller. In this book, he has some beautiful things to say about Islam and the Prophet Muhammad. But there is a chapter he has here in the book about Mary, the mother of Jesus. And the title of that chapter is Mother of God. Mother of God. That's the title. the title in the book, he calls Mary, the title is Mother of God. And he's talking about having a dialogue. So if I had the opportunity of meeting His Holiness, I would have asked him, Your Holiness, you know, this Mother of God of yours, how many times is she mentioned in your book, the Bible? How many times? And I believe he's not expected to know that. Now, let me tell you. Mary, the mother of Jesus, is mentioned in the first 3 books of the New Testament, Matthew, Mark, and Luke, 17 times. You can remember that now. 17 times. And in the next 24 books of the New Testament, once. Total 18. Word Mary occurs in the New Testament 18 times. In this Quran of mine, Mary, the mother of Jesus, is mentioned 100% more times than in your Bible. Can you believe it? Is it believable? Mary, the mother of Jesus, is mentioned in my book 100% more times than in your book. And you think that we are the enemies. Actually 32. Actually 32. It's almost 18 times 2 is 36. This 32 is near enough. I said 100% more times. It's like a figure of speech, but 32 times as against 18. This is the relationship. And there is a chapter in the Quran in honor of the name of the mother of Jesus Christ. The name of the chapter is Surah Maryam, meaning chapter Mary. In your Bible, of the Roman Catholic 73 books, Mary is not one of them. In your Protestant Bible, 66 books, Mary is not one of them. You have Genesis, Exodus, Leviticus, Numbers, Deuteronomy, Matthew, Mark, Luke, John, Peter, Paul. Mary is not one of them. Admit it is not there. In my book is enshrined Surah Maryam with the greatest respect in honor of the name of the mother of Jesus Christ. There's a chapter in the Quran. And you consider us to be the enemies. No. Are we trying to be funny? No. There is a different point of view, and His Holiness the Pope talks about having a dialogue. Talk, man, talk. Learn to talk. Share your ideas. Disagree. Argue vehemently. But at the end, he said, well, this is your point of view. I don't follow that. I don't accept that. I keep on believing what I believe. But I said, well, I can see your point of view. Now, the clever Christian tells us that, you see, this miracle of Jonah, Jesus wasn't talking about dead or alive. He was talking about the time factor. Look, listen. Jesus says, for as Jonah was 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the whale, so shall the Son of Man be 3 days and 3 nights in the belly of the earth. He uses the word 3-4 times to emphasize is a time. This is the important thing, the miracle. I said, what is miraculous about a time factor? The miracle is when you expect a person to die and if he doesn't die, that's a miracle. Time, whether you're in prison for 3 days or 3 weeks or 3 months and you come out alive, so what? That's not a miracle. The miracle is when you expect a man to be dead and he's alive. That's a miracle. But he said, no. Drowning man clutches at straws. And drowning women also do the same. Something to hold on to. Clutching straws. So he says, it's a time factor. I said, all right, let's examine that. Did he fulfill that? He said, yes. How? Again, bankrupt. I'm telling you, I'm talking from experience. Therefore, I'm talking, I said, come, let's have a dialogue. Your bishops and popes, His Holiness the Pope, I said, let's have a dialogue. It's a long story. It's another story, another lecture about dialogue between me and the Pope. It's another story. But I said, come, let's talk now. Your bishops and your archbishops, come talk. Talk to me. Argue and debate with me. Let the people listen and let them make up their minds where truth lies. So it's a time factor.